So this month that I'm going to talk about is May 1992. Um, it's not only the month in which I was born. I was born on May 2nd, 1992. But also in this month, there were some great movies, famous birthdays, popular songs, and many events throughout the world. So, some of you may have watched this movie or these movies in theaters, others maybe many years to come. But Sister Act, as well as starring Whoopi Goldberg, as well as Lethal Weapon, starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, came out late May 1992. And if any of you guys are Rangers fans, then it won't come to a surprise when I tell you that Brendan Gallagher, forward of the New York Rangers, was also born in May of 1992. Looking back to Disney Channel when, as a kid, I thought it was entertaining. Many of you will know this individual. Spencer Breslin was a Disney movie star, as well as did some other films, and he was born as well as in 1992 in May. And you guys are most of you probably know who this other name is. He has a couple songs on the top 40 list currently. He made appearances in the song Latch from Disclosure, and his own single, Stay With Me, is a chart topper. None other than UK's own Sam Smith. And some popular songs in this era. Many of you probably know Under the Bridge from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And actually, one of the number one songs on the charts throughout May 1992 was Jump from Criss Cross. Now moving on to the events. First off, Giovanni Falcone was an anti-mafia judge in Italy. He was assassinated from a bomb that was detonated, killing not only himself, but his wife and 3 bodyguards along with them. The 27th Amendment was enacted on May 7th, 1992, which was originally suggested in September 1793. So in this amendment states that no law varying the compensation for the services of senators and representatives shall take effect until an election of representatives shall have intervened. And this basically just means that Congress cannot raise their own salaries, which will help them focus on the public's interests, not their own interests. And now many of you probably remember the turmoil that happened in the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. The United Nations Security Council came up with the resolution number 757, which was basically implementing a trade embargo unless a certain criteria was met. This criteria would be all parties and others concerned in Bosnia must stop the fighting. Interference from outside of Bosnia must also stop fighting. And that the disbanding and disarming of weapons be placed under international monitoring rather than the authority of the government of Bosnia. So now let's move into some other little fun facts of May 1992. A lot of people may have watched this last episode of The Tonight Show that was aired on NBC. This was Johnny Carson's last show as host. The 118th Kentucky Derby took place. An individual won $30 million in the New York lottery. The New York Rangers won their first ever Game 7 against the New Jersey Devils. Ajax, a Dutch soccer club, won the first ever UEFA Cup title, which is the largest tournament for teams in Europe. India launched their first independent satellite. So this is everything that I could find on May 1992 Thanks for listening.